Hi everyone, this is Kalyan Kumar and welcome to Product Review. The subject of this video is presenting to you an alternative method of generating green screen. And second point that I'm going to discuss in this video is how to get the choice of your background in a video without using green or blue or any other screen. Now, first let's answer the question, what is green screen and why do we need it? Well, green screen is exactly what it sounds like. It is a green screen. Now what it basically is, it is a cloth or a paper or any other material which is bright green in color, and that particular screen is placed in a video at a particular place where in post-production, in editing, that particular green screen can be removed. That particular area of the green screen will become transparent, and then instead of that you can place an image or a video or a motion graphic or an animation in that particular place. Now, in most of the movies that you see these days, all the special effects are because of green screens, and sometimes they use green screens, sometimes they use blue screens. And the reason they generally use green is because this bright green color is the most contrasting color to the human skin tone. So when you remove this color from a video, the skin tone is not affected. And this skin tone is irrespective of it is white or brown or black. Now, for example, in the movie The Life of Pi, you see the protagonist holding a tiger on his lap. Now basically in the actual footage shot, he's actually holding a blue colored stuffed toy. And that is keyed out. The removal of green screen is called keying out. So that was keyed out and a computer generated tiger was placed. So in almost all the Hollywood movies and even these days in the Bollywood movies, you find very often green screen effects being used. So that is basically why a green screen is generally used. For example, in this video, you see my background, which is a motion graphic. It is an animation created in some particular software. Now, how did I get this in my background? It is by using green screen. In real time, when this video was being captured, the video looked like this. And you notice there's a green screen behind me. So what I did in my editing, I removed this green screen. There's a method of doing that. And after removing the green screen, I placed a video underneath it. And wherever the green was present, when I removed it, it became transparent. So the background of this video became transparent. And I placed another video, or perhaps I could place an image just behind me underneath the layer of this video, and you see that behind me. So I can change the video to a still image like this. I can change the still image from this to this, and I can use any video behind this. Therefore, this is an advantage for using green screen. Now, the reason I'm using this is primarily because I'm a one-man team in my YouTube production. And I live in a rented accommodation because my house is located in a different city, I work in a different place. So I live in a rented accommodation, and as rented accommodations go, you have bare minimum interiors. They don't have great interiors. You have just bare walls, painted just okay, very minimum of woodwork. So there isn't a good place in my house which I can use as my background. Now when I started this channel, in my initial 15 to 20 videos, I really didn't give much importance to the background because I was trying to get my videos right and I was trying to get my audio right. But once I completed about 20 videos, I was pretty sure that I got my video and audio to the extent that I wanted to get that into. Therefore, then it began to sink in me that I needed a much better background. And when you see some very professional YouTubers, you find that they have a beautiful background, and I wanted to do something about that. And since I didn't have anything, I went ahead and bought a green screen. So now comes the question, what are the general ways by which you can create a green screen? Now, one method which is very traditionally used and which is what I also bought is that you have a green colored muslin cloth. You drape it over a horizontal beam which sits on two huge tripod-like legs. Now, it's a very huge contraption. So I went ahead and bought this. And the problem that I started facing was, first of all, it was huge. And I don't have sufficient space in my house to keep this green screen open all the time. So, but the problem was that the green screen itself was so big and it took almost 2 people to open it up and install it. My daughter and I, we worked together and we opened the green screen and installed it, and I didn't have the courage to fold it back again. Though it is supposed to be foldable, but it is very, very tricky. It takes a lot of time. You have to remove the tripod legs, you have to fold them and push down the beams and take the horizontal beam. The horizontal beam itself was constructed of 2 pieces. It was very, very tricky. So I decided to keep the green screen as it is. But since I didn't have a particular room in my house that was large enough to have it, I had to keep moving it around, and moving it around was a very big pain. So though I shot some of my 2 or 3 videos using that green screen, I found it very difficult to use. And moreover, the problem was the screen itself, the cloth itself had a lot of wrinkles. And you should not have wrinkles in your green screen, otherwise keying it out is going to be very, very difficult. So obviously keying out was the bigger issue. Apart from that, the biggest problem, or rather the most important thing about a green screen, is that you should have proper lighting. If your green screen is not properly lit, you will never be able to key it out properly. And it will take a large amount of time to key that out. So now, if you want to have a lighting for your green screen, then what basically happens is you have a green screen, you have 2 lights at 45 degrees to the green screen, and you have to ensure that the lights don't interact, don't intersect, and that these are soft lights, they should not be harsh lights. There should be no hot spot on the green screen where you have excessive brightness. And at the same time, you are supposed to sit at some particular distance to the green screen, and you should have separate lights for yourself, because you should not cast shadow on the green screen. Otherwise, again, it is going to be a problem. And buying the lights was never an issue. But the problem was, where am I going to store it? Where am I going to keep it? I don't have enough space in my house even for the green screen. On top of that, now I'm going to have 4 lights, and they have to be soft lights, so I need to have umbrella on top of them. It was a huge amount of gear, where the money was not the issue, but the issue was, where can I store it? I don't have a particular studio in my house, or a room that I can convert into a studio. Therefore, I decided that that's not going to work for me. So that is one of the ways of generating a green screen, which is the most traditional way of doing it. The second way, which generally works for YouTube videos, is to have a portable green screen. Again, the word portable is in quotes, because it's actually not that portable. Now, these portable ones are collapsible green screen, which are green on one side, blue on the other. And the reason we use blue also is because suppose you're wearing something which is greenish, then perhaps you should not use a green screen at the back, you should be using some other color. And the next best to green is blue. Now, these collapsible green screens, they can be placed against a wall or against any object. But again, the problem is folding. Though they are called portable, but believe me, they're not. There are YouTube videos specifically made to show how to fold it. So you can imagine how difficult folding of that green screen would be. So that is one way of generating green screen. The third method, which is not very often used, but then still used by YouTubers and vloggers, is painting a wall with a chroma green key color. Now, once that is done, then you have lights appropriately placed for that particular wall, and then you can shoot a video on that. Again, the problem that I had in all these 3 types of green screen was the light. I could have bought the portable one, though it is not as portable, but I don't really need to have a portable green screen because I'm not going to carry it around everywhere. I just need it in my house. The problem again was light, that I need to have sufficient and good light for my green screen. Even if the light on my face is not that good, the green has to be properly lit, otherwise it will not get keyed out. The same happens with the wall. Obviously, I'm in a rented accommodation and I'm not going to spend money on painting a wall green just to leave it after a year and go to another house. So that's not going to work for me. So I kept mulling over as to how can I generate a green screen which can take care of all these problems, till I hit upon an idea. And this idea, I got just like that. I was wondering what to do. And this is how I've generated my green screen. Now, if you look at the green screen right now behind me, can you see it is almost perfect? It is almost perfectly lit everywhere. The green color is almost the same everywhere. In fact, it takes me just 5 minutes to key this out. And this is how I generated the green screen. I hope you understand that now. Yes, I'm just sitting in front of my TV. Let me bring it back. In fact, let me show you how I got the green color. Let me zoom out further. Now, if you notice, there's a laptop here. This laptop is connected to my 65-inch 4K TV, and I've run a PowerPoint presentation with a green background, and I have just made it in the show mode, and it is giving me this green color. So let's zoom in back and let me ensure that the TV edges, yeah, I think I need to zoom a little bit. Let me see if I'm perfect. Yeah. So this is how I generated a green screen, a TV, a 65-inch TV. Now the first question that will pop in your mind is, how is this going to be useful for me? I don't have a 65-inch TV. Are you suggesting to buy a 65-inch TV to generate a green screen? Obviously not. That would be really stupid. The purpose of buying a 65-inch TV is for entertainment, which is why I also bought it. I never bought it for green screen. In fact, I started this particular product review channel only after buying the TV. It was never even in my mind, and it took me several months to reach the level of trying to use a green screen. So the idea is that this method of generating a green screen has a lot of advantages. First, you have a TV, 65-inch TV, and remember, it should not be mounted on the wall, otherwise you won't be able to use it like this. This TV will act as a green screen, and the best part is you don't need lights. Now the TV is already sitting in your living room or whichever place you are keeping the TV. So apart from that, you don't need any other gear for green screen. You don't need a stand, you don't need lights, because the TV is itself backlit. It's an LED TV, it's a backlit TV. It has its own brightness and backlight. In fact, right now I've reduced the backlight to 0. And the reason I've done that is because I have increased the exposure of my camera. So I've reduced the brightness and backlight of the green screen. So still it is appearing almost perfectly green, bright green. Though in reality, if you see my screen right now, it is going to be very, very dim green because I've reduced the backlight but increased the exposure of my camera. Now the reason I got this is obviously because I didn't have anything else to generate the green screen with. The second advantage of this particular generation of green screen is that with a click of a button, I can change the color because it's a PowerPoint presentation and I've got several slides with me, and this is how I can change the background in real time. Can you see the blue screen now? Can you see the yellow screen now? Or I can generate any color that I want. So let's get back to green. So this is the advantage of this. You can generate any color you want. Suppose you're wearing a green t-shirt or something, green cloth, well, make it a blue screen. Now I generally don't like to make it a yellow screen because yellow is pretty close to a skin tone. But if you're able to key it out properly, you can use almost any color, but as different from your skin tone as possible. So that is the biggest advantage. So you don't need any gear, you don't need additional space, you don't need lights, it's perfectly lit. Believe me, no green screen can ever be as perfectly lit as your TV green screen because it is homogeneously lit. Now, obviously in this method also, you're going to have some problems. Problem number one, you need to have a TV. Now, when I purchased this TV, remember I had no idea about green screen at that time. I bought it for entertainment. I was getting a very budget-oriented TV, 65-inch 4K TV. It's made by LeEco TV, and it's a Chinese company but makes very good products. So I was able to get it for less than $1,500. That is less than about a lakh of rupees, Indian currency. And I got this TV, and luckily for me, I didn't wall mount it. Mainly because most of the ports of a TV are at the back. And if you wall mount it, it's very difficult to access those ports. Otherwise, what you'll have to do is you have to put all the HDMI cables and USB cables out of it. And they keep hanging around. And if one cable stops working, replacing that cable is going to be a very, very big problem. So the main reason for not wall mounting it was to be able to access the ports. And the second reason why I didn't do it was because it has such a beautiful stand. Let me show you the stand. So let me zoom it out. Now I hope you're able to see the stand. And of course I'm partly covering it. But the idea is that it has such a beautiful stand. So I wanted the stand to also be visible along with the TV. So that was, let me get it right. Yeah. So that was the reason why I didn't wall mount it. And today I'm thankful I didn't wall mount it. So does it mean you should go ahead and buy a TV for generating green screen? Obviously not. Go ahead and buy it for entertainment and also use it for a green screen. Now suppose you've already decided to buy a TV, a bigger TV. Now try, and if you're also a YouTuber, you also make videos, you want a green screen, go ahead and buy something bigger, as big as 65 inch. I don't know about 55 and 50 inch whether it will work, but 65 works the best. So anything below 65 may create a problem. Now, so therefore, go ahead and buy a 65 inch 4K TV, and you can have, since these are smart TVs, you can have any image of a green screen, let that work. I'm using a laptop and I'll tell you why I'm using a laptop and not just an image on the TV. So the advantage here is that you can do whatever you want with the green screen. You can have any color of the screen behind you. So now the disadvantage, as I said, was of course you need to buy a TV, which I don't think is a disadvantage. You'll buy it anyway at some point of time. And the second disadvantage that you could say, and I've been able to overcome all the disadvantages, is that you have to sit and make the video. You can't stand, because then you will go out of frame. You will go above the TV. Your head will go above the TV and you won't be able to get the green behind your head. So that is one limitation, but I don't have a problem because I always make videos sitting down. And it's very rare that somebody has to stand up and show a product. So using this, you will have to keep sitting down, which is not a problem. If you wall mount it, you probably should not sit down, you stand up, but you have to again ensure that at least that this part of the body is just in front of the green screen. But remember, don't wall mount it, keep it in a stand. In fact, I got this table on which the TV is resting specifically for the TV itself. And if you want to see the review of this television, I'll drop the link in the description below. In fact, that was one of the first 5 videos I made in this channel. So you can see the review of this television, which is a separate issue. So now, you have to keep sitting down. The third problem you might have is most of us keep our TV in the living room. And living room is very close to the door, very close to the street, and you will find noise coming in. And I overcome this problem by making sure that I always record at night. So at night there are hardly any sound and I'm able to record it perfectly well. So I don't have any background noise because of its position in my house. So these could be some of the limitations you might have. And one other limitation that you can have is that if you're sitting very close to the TV, then the light of the TV, irrespective of the fact that I've made the backlight almost zero, I've made the brightness low, even then it may create bleeding. That means what will happen is that light may go and hit your skin, and therefore during keying out, a part of your skin may come off. So you have to be very careful that you are at a certain distance from the TV, which is of course not a problem. And of course you have to make sure that you should not be so far away that you will go out of frame from the TV. So you have to maintain optimum distance. But this really works for me. I don't need any extra gear, and it is going to take a very small amount of time to key this out. And then comes to the question, what happens if I'm wearing something which is both green and blue? I have a t-shirt which is both green and blue. So I can't use a green screen, I can't use a blue screen. So should I use a yellow screen? Should I use a pink screen? Well, I have an answer to that also. And that brings us to the second part of this video. Second point that I wanted to highlight, and that is the alternative to using green screen. If you want an image to be shown behind you in your video, you don't have to have green screen also. All you have to do, blue, yellow, look at this. This is an image. It's in PowerPoint, it's an image. And if this is the image that you want in your video, you don't even have to have a green screen and remove it and put this video or put this image. You can just have this image as it is and you can change the image. I've got all these things in my presentation. Can you see how these backgrounds are changing, and they are changing in real time? I'm not doing this in editing because it's a TV. It will display anything you want. And when you go to that extent, let me come out of this presentation. So how about this? I'm having a video being played in my TV in real time and I'm recording this video. I don't even have to use a green screen. So if I'm wearing something which may get keyed out, I can directly use this. Or perhaps if I want to make a video where I don't have much time for editing, perhaps I don't even want to have a green screen, I can directly use this. So this is a very good alternative of getting the background of your choice without using a green or a blue screen. And this has helped me a lot. In many of my videos, I've kept a still image or a moving image, a moving video or a motion graphic or an animation right when this is happening, when the video is being shot. And another advantage of this is, if suppose in my video I need to zoom in or zoom out for some particular reason, my background will also automatically get zoomed in and zoomed out, which is very difficult to duplicate if I were to use a green screen. Because in green screen, the moment I remove the green, I'm the only one that is being zoomed in and zoomed out. The background will remain static. That looks artificial. If I want the background also to zoom in and zoom out, then I have to specifically zoom in and zoom out the background along with my video that is being zooming and zoom out, and to the same extent, which is very difficult to achieve. But in this, it's not a problem. I can zoom in and zoom out at will, and my background will react the same way as I do. And here I'm using my VLC player where I've turned off the caption. Otherwise, generally VLC player, whenever it starts, wherever the video starts, it will show the title. So I've made sure the caption is off, and I've also ensured that it plays in a loop. So it keeps playing in a loop. So the motion graphics keeps on playing as much as the length of the video. So this is the alternative to green screen. So I've just showed you how to generate green screen in a different way than the conventional method, and I've also shown you how to use the TV itself, the green screen creating device, to play the very video or the image that you want to use in your video. So I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope that at least one of you would go ahead and use your own TV as a green screen. That will really make me very happy if you do that, if this video helps you. And I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you have any comments, suggestions, any queries, anything that you want to comment on, please drop them in the comment section below. This is Kalyan Kumar signing off. Have a great day. Goodbye and thank you for watching. If you find the videos of this channel interesting and useful, and you haven't subscribed to this channel, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button just below the video. The moment you're subscribed, you'll find a bell icon. Click this, and it will give you a notification which says send me all notifications for this channel. This means the moment any video is posted in this channel, you'll receive a notification by mail. Just check this box. Hit save. Now you're subscribed to this channel, and now you will also receive notifications from this channel. If you like this particular video, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button.